Takes Radio Company, a podcasting and publishing company helping you reach your audience. And welcome. And welcome to the program, the Interesting Ideas Podcast. And today we're going to visit the impact zone so you can make an impact. Hey, Donald Trump has been president for 1 week. Well, what is clear to you now that that has happened? Well, let me see if I can tell you some of the things that are, I think, going to happen. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, once again. I'm Stan, the Radio Man, and today we are again in the Imagination Studio. That's right. Yes, the studio that's beautiful and wonderful and shows me in the midst of an incredible big media conglomerate machine. But of course, it's not true. It's just part of the artificial reality that we can put together. But what we're trying to do in the midst of this fantasy medium that is before us, we are from time to time going to try and see if we can get in touch with real reality and then figure out ways to live better, maybe even to live lives that are greater in 25. That's what we hope to do, and we hope that you will join us. Interesting Ideas is the podcast, and for those of you who, again, are seeing this, you see my studio. For those of you who are simply using your own imagination, which is one of the wonderful things about radio and why I love radio. In fact, many, many years ago, there was a survey done when television first broke out in the parts of Brazil that had very, very little media. Now, I was involved with a radio station that very much broadcast radio programs into the Amazon area of Brazil. And the story is, that usually in the evening, what would happen is there was very little electricity, so they had batteries, and the villagers would all gather around in the evening and, in the old-fashioned way, listen to the radio. Yeah, just like, as a community, and they'd talk about the radio program. And we were one of the broadcasters who was making that possible. However, television began to make its way into the world. And supposedly the story is, and it may be an urban legend, but it's so good and perhaps true, so here we go, is that one of the young boys was asked if he liked the television. And he liked the television, but then he said that he really liked the radio better. And the question is, well, why do you like the radio better? And supposedly the comment was, because the pictures are better. Think about that. And of course, once of the power of the radio is that if it's well done, it can actually allow you to create your own pictures for the program. They're the ones you create. But we do it both ways here. We do the audio, and that makes it easier for a number of you, perhaps because you're in your car and you shouldn't be watching things while you're driving. And on the other hand, for those of you who have time and have the ability to not only hear, but to view, we also do it with the, here we go, the video radio. But it's all radio, and that's why we say this is the What It Takes Radio Company. I made a statement about a week ago. I said that when it was announced that President Trump had become the president and everybody was commenting on what would happen, I said, as I said when he was elected, when an event takes place, it is my practice not to say anything about it, particularly if it tends to be controversial or obviously where there's a whole lot of other interpretations going on, that I'm not going to say anything for 72 hours. Well, I've more than done that. It's well over 170 some hours since that happened. But I don't really have anything new to say about the first 7 days of President Trump's term, because you've gotten all of the news and information, and you have actually put together your own views on what it might be like. And for some of you, you're delighted, and maybe some of you are depressed. Some of you are ecstatic, and some of you are maybe even fearful. And so you have created your own story about the past week. I'm just going to simply comment on the reality of it. And the reality of it is that Trump, as I've always known, is full of energy. And he's going to be very energetic, and he's going to be very, very in your face. He's going to be tough. He's going to make fast decisions. If he makes a decision he doesn't like, he may pull it back. He is very, very strong, and in many ways, he's a KYW person. Keep your word, as the words are coming to us, but I told you that's what I was going to do. And that's what is happening. Those of us who are in the communication business are very happy with the idea that the mainstream media is being broken up, and that actually people like me could send in an application, because I'm one of the inventors of the podcast movement. That goes back many years. Many of you know my story. And I've been doing this for a variety of years. I could apply to be on the White House press team. I could get a White House press pass. Now, I have no intention of doing that, but people like me, independent creators who have our own little companies, we can right next to the CBS and the NBC and the Fox News and all of those big shots, we can have a crack at being on the White House press corps. Now, for many years, the reason I have said this is new stuff is that it actually podcasting, the YouTube channel. By the way, it is getting to the point that YouTube is in effect putting many of the traditional media at risk, because people are going to YouTube to get their news, or going to YouTube to get whatever is there. The streaming services and the YouTube and the other similar services are beginning to dominate the media. And so those guys who use big towers and transmitters, those could be scrap metal in 3 to 5 years, because it could be literally that the radio is internet or satellite that you get in your car. You don't need to have an AM or FM radio in your car. Could be, that's still controversial. And it could be that you don't need to buy a radio anymore, because your phone or your pad or your computer, any one of those internet devices can get it for you when you want it, where you want it, on demand. Now, we are starting to do a number of podcasts. We have just launched the Jesus Entrepreneur podcast, How to Be a World-Class Jesus Entrepreneur. And that's going to be a weekly video and radio podcast. For those of you who are also in that community, there is going to be a fun one called How to Be a Jesus Broadcaster. How to be a Jesus broadcast podcaster. What would it be like to be able to podcast and broadcast somewhat in what I would call the Jesus style, who was the master communicator? We're doing a variety of other podcasts. We want to do one on how to be useful. In fact, right now, the What It Takes Radio Company is pursuing. We're going after, and we're going to try and recruit people who we know are good and brilliant and smarter than 95% of those reporters sitting there in the mainstream legacy media. And we're going to try and give them an opportunity to be on the radio, to be on television, that they could actually have, now this is true, your own personal radio program, and in effect, your own personal radio and video audio station. That's right. And we're doing that for a variety of people. So we look forward to that happening more and more. So I just wanted to share that with you, and that will happen as a result of what is happening. And the Donald Trump phenomenon, it may depress you or delight you, that will be an ongoing reality. It's going to happen. And he's all for it because it helped him get elected. And so that's going to happen. Whether you like it or not, good or bad, it'll be both. It'll be both. It always is. It'll be good and bad. And hopefully we'll be part of the group of people who will make it good, maybe better, maybe even great. Good, better, great. We're hoping to do that. And I want to work with you. I want to work with you. I can help you write a book. I can help you build your own radio station. I can help you do great radio programs. I've been doing this for over 40 years, and I know how to do it, and I can do it well. Just a very simple lesson for today that came to me on my walk around the lake. What I say, the praying path, the thinking path. And then I usually take it about 4 o'clock in the morning before I do my round the lake walk. I take an hour of just what I call the hour of power, the fourth hour of the day. And I just sit. Some people call it meditation. I'd like to say it's just kind of thinking and listening. Thinking and listening. Praying, maybe. Mostly I just sit and just think. A lot of things come to mind. Sometimes some really great ideas come to mind. Sometimes some really stupid ideas come to mind. Sometimes I have to make sure I don't get mad because something comes to mind that makes me mad, and I'm trying to deal with those kind of things. But here's what happened. I said, in effect, there's a little bit of a situation. I have so many at this age and stage. I thought I'd be dead by now. I have so many projects going on, and I'm really trying to sort them out. What should I give priority to because it's important or because it'll make money? And what should I do to some things that I just love to do and are fun to do, but they're not going to do that much good and they won't make me any money. And I just prayed this simple prayer, and I just share it with you. And maybe it's for you too, because your life is changing. I have really learned a lot of AI, and a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. People that I know are doing things that my robot can do better. True. My writing will be far better than ever I could do it. You know why? Because my robot will do all of the rewrites. And the robot is getting to know my style and way, and it takes everything that I write or even just talk and transcribe, and it turns it into some really top-notch writing and publications. Things that would have taken me days to do get done in 10 minutes and better. It's happening. Now, for me, it's good. For a lot of other people, it's not so good. As I oftentimes have said, even before I knew about this, the ability to survive in an AI world is that you learn how to create new things, because AI does not create new things. It just curates things that have already been created and enhance them. But creation is up to you. Here's what came to me, this prayer. I said, Lord, sort me out. SMO. Go through the things I'm doing. Sort me out. Just take over. I surrender. Take me out of the stuff that I shouldn't do. You know better than I do. You can know all these things. Sort me out. And then I said, slot me in. Sort me out. Slot me in. That's the deal. And I'm believing that that will happen, that I will find not the rut, but the groove of all the things that are upon me, that are challenging me, hurting me, making life difficult for me, and all of the things that are there to help me have better life, great life, good life, better service, that I'll be sorted out and slotted in. Um, why don't you say that too? Sort me out, slot me in. Thank you for your time. I hope this has been helpful. By the way, not only can you look at it, not only can you hear it, but in effect, now I will transcribe it, which will take me about a minute and a half. All the transcribing people are out of business. It will also, it will also translate it into many languages for those people. Then the other, I'll ask Stan's robot to make a summary of it, and it will take the whole thing and summarize it nicely and briefly so you know what the program is all about. And then you can decide whether you want to watch it based on the summary. All of that has happened within the last year in terms of technology and what is possible. I can help you deal with these things because I'm dealing with them sometimes first, and I'm failing first and learning more. Reach out to me, stanhusted@gmail.com, stanhusted@gmail.com. We're going to be teaching you how to market yourself. We're going to be teaching you how to coach. We're going to have a whole variety of things where you can learn to do things that will be better than most robots. Better than most robots will be what we'll be teaching you. So just think about that. Again, stanhusted@gmail.com, because we are here because we want you to thrive, not just survive, thrive in 25. Best and blessings many times to you. May your family be protected. May your career and your business be protected, and may you have all the provisions you need. May you be blessed. And if you are, make sure you bless others too. Okay? That's the deal. Bye for now.